Good morning, everyone, and very warm welcome to one and all. And as we have met here, yes, from previous few sessions, we are going through ecology, right? Yes, we are going through ecology, and we have come to many more updates and many more things which we have seen. Now, before going on to the further topic, or before beginning with the further topic, I would like to tell you I would like to give you a study map what we have learned till yet. What we have learned and how we have learned, I have taught you in a very detailed way what and how, why the things have been like that. So I'll give you a study map for a quiet remembrance, and once we complete the chapter, I'll give you a study map of all the chapter. Before going on, I said you ecology. What is it I taught you in this? What is ecology? In this, I gave you introduction to ecology. Introduction to ecology. Then I gave you introduction to ecology. In this, I have taught you father of ecology. I have taught you who coined the term ecology. Remember, coined by, the term ecology was coined by Ernst Haeckel, or he is also referred to as E. Haeckel. And then I have taught you the term ecology was authentically used by रीटर. ये दोनों नाम बच्चों याद रखना है, ये वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट नाम है, इसलिए मैं आपको बता रही हूँ. एंड देन आई हैव टॉट यू फादर ऑफ इंडियन इकोलॉजी. ये थोड़ा इंट्रोडक्टरी पार्ट है जो मैंने स्टार्टिंग में पढ़ाया था, प्लीज इसको भूलना मत. फादर ऑफ इंडियन इकोलॉजी मैंने आपको कहा था रामदेव मिश्रा. फादर ऑफ इंडियन इकोलॉजी रामदेव मिश्रा. ये रही मैंने इकोलॉजी की बात कही थी, क्या है कैसा है, इंट्रोडक्शन दिया था. फिर मैंने आपको डेफिनेशन पढ़ाया था इकोलॉजी का. Definition of ecology: a branch of science which deals with interaction of species, interaction with species, and interrelation between the species and the physical environment. So basically two interactions बताए थे और मैंने समझाया था आपको. Clear? फिर मैंने आपको बताया factors के नाम. Organism and population. Then मैंने आपको बताया ecosystem, biodiversity and conservation. And then I have told you organism and population, ecosystem, biodiversity, conservation, and environmental issues. We have begun with the very first chapter in this, that was organism and population. That was organism and population. Organism and population. इसको हम चार चीज में डिवाइड करते हैं. Basically, the first part, the second part. The first part includes ecological hierarchy. Part includes environmental factors. Part इसमें भी environmental factors मैंने आपको बताया, दो चीजें होते हैं, abiotic factors and biotic factors. आपको और फिर बायोटिक फैक्टर्स में हम लोग पढ़ेंगे टेम्परेचर, एयर टेम्परेचर, सॉइल एंड वाटर. बायोटिक फैक्टर्स विच इज रिलेटेड टू ग्रोथ एंड रिप्रोडक्शन. रिलेटेड टू ग्रोथ एंड रिप्रोडक्शन. जैसे हम ये कंप्लीट करते हैं, फिर हम देखेंगे पॉपुलेशन क्या होते हैं. अब आप कहोगे कि मैम आपने इकोलॉजिकल हायरार्की पढ़ाया था, तभी भी हमें पॉपुलेशन पढ़ाया था बच्चों. यस, आई हैव टॉट यू पॉपुलेशन, बट आई हैव गिवन यू द डेफिनेशन. वी आर गोइंग टू सी फ्यू इक्वेशन, वी आर गोइंग टू सी फ्यू डेमोग्राफिक डाटा, हाउ इट इज मेजर्ड, how the population is conveyed, how you come to know the ratio of female versus male. We are going to see the sex ratio. On what basis? By studying the population. Once we study population in depth by studying the equation, we will see interaction or interrelation, interaction between the population, between the population. And इसमें ही हम लोग पढ़ेंगे different types of interaction, mutualism, etc. वो जब हम चैप्टर ये स्टार्ट करेंगे तब देखेंगे. Then we are concluding our very first chapter of ecology, that is organism and population. I have told you अब तक हमने क्या क्या पढ़ा. फिर अगर मैं बात करूं इकोलॉजिकल हायरार्की में, इकोलॉजिकल हायरार्की में I gave you the hierarchy of individual forming population, population forming species with the various species, species with togetherly different species living forming community. In community, I have taught you a short expression or emotion by a succession. And then I have taught you a few more things, that is habitat. I have taught you niche. And yeah, more. And then we have gone to biome. But before we go to biome, we have to learn two more things, which includes, and then comes very, very important, that is biome. ये रहा हमारा study map. कैसे शुरू किया था? First we saw what is ecology. Then we have seen introduction to ecology, father of ecology. The term ecology was coined by Ernest Haeckel. The term ecology was coined by Ernest Haeckel. The term ecology was authentically used by Ritter, and father of Indian ecology is Ramdev Mishra. ये मैंने introduction में बताया था. फिर मैंने आपको definition समझाई थी कि what is ecology. फिर मैंने आपको NCERT के चारों chapters बताए थे कि वो कौन-कौन से चार chapters हैं जो हमें ecology में पढ़ने हैं. Clear? इतना बताया था. फिर हमने पहला चैप्टर शुरू किया था इकोलॉजी का, अपने लास्ट यूनिट का, चैप्टर नंबर 13, दैट इंक्लूड्स ऑर्गेनिज्म एंड पॉपुलेशन. ऑर्गेनिज्म एंड पॉपुलेशन के मैंने आपको चार बेसिक डिवाइडेशन दे दिया है. इंक्लूड्स इकोलॉजिकल हायरार्की, एनवायरमेंटल फैक्टर्स, पॉपुलेशन एंड इंटरेक्शन बिटवीन द पॉपुलेशन. तो अब हमने सबसे पहले शुरू किया इकोलॉजिकल हायरार्की. इकोलॉजिकल हायरार्की में we have seen individuals, we have seen populations, we have seen species, we have seen community, we have seen this all things done. We had done with this thing, we are beginning with these things. Okay, clear? We are yet to do this three things. And then I have taught you succession, I have taught you habitat, I have taught you niche. बच्चों, लैंडस्केप और इकोसिस्टम आई एम कीपिंग इट हियर ओनली. व्हाई आई एम कीपिंग इट हियर? क्योंकि आप जैसे देख रहे होगे ऑर्गेनिज्म एंड पॉपुलेशन की जस्ट बाद हम हमारा ब्यूटीफुल चैप्टर स्टार्ट करने वाले हैं. कौन सा चैप्टर? दैट इज इकोलॉजी. वी आर बिगिनिंग विद इकोसिस्टम. वी आर बिगिनिंग विद इकोसिस्टम. द सेकंड चैप्टर ऑफ इकोलॉजी, दैट इज इकोसिस्टम. और जैसे हम इकोसिस्टम स्टार्ट करेंगे, वी विल बिगिन विद लैंडस्केप. फ्रॉम लैंडस्केप एंड इकोसिस्टम. ये पूरा दोनों चीज जो है ना, ये मैं आपको इकोसिस्टम में बताऊंगी क्लियरली, लाइन बाय लाइन, फ्रॉम वेरी बिगिनिंग, फ्रॉम टॉप to bottom, from bottom to top. I'm going to teach you this chapter. So ये मैंने landscape और ecosystem अभी के लिए रोक के रखा. And today we are going to begin with our biome, the very important, very interesting topic of ecology and organism and population. Biome समझ में आ गया तो समझ लो कि आधी ecology समझ में आ गई तुमको. ठीक है? एंड यू नो, ये हम वैसे नहीं पढ़ने वाले कि जस्ट बिकॉज पढ़ लिया बायोम्स क्या होते हैं और रट लिया बुक में दिखा दिया, ऐसे नहीं. See how we are going to read today and get ready for it. It's going to be very interesting. So next heading डालिए आप लोग, biomes. Very next and very important topic, that is biomes. So if I say you biomes, what is this biomes actually? What do you understand by this word biome? What is this biome? Biomes are, first before going on with it, I'll tell you a few factual points. The solar radiation falls vertically on tropical areas. Solar radiation from vertically on tropical areas. Solar radiation forms vertically on tropical areas and obliquely on polar and temperate areas. These are the few factual points. Please do remember. Next point is the axis of the earth. The axis of the earth is tilted from the actual expected axis of 23.5 degree north. Axis of the earth is tilted from 23.5 degree towards the north. Remember, due to this precipitation, this is the very important word and it is in your NCERT. What is meant by precipitation? Snow and rain togetherly is called as precipitation. Snow and rain particularly is called as what? Precipitation. Due to this leads to seasonal variation and variation in the precipitation. Clear? Forming biomes. Don't forget the names of the biomes. Different biomes. And those biomes are, example, tropical rainforest, deciduous rainforest, and coniferous forest. There comes another thing, that is savannas, which is also referred to as grassland, alpine, tundra, alpine and arctic, tundra, alpine and arctic, and taiga. These are the different types of biomes which are naturally present on the Earth's surface. Why I have told you very exact reason that why the biomes are formed. Now write down what is actually definition of the biomes. अब पूछना चाहिए ना मैम, आपने तो बता दिया कि बायोम्स क्यों फॉर्म होते हैं, इतने सारे reasons. I'll let you explain one by one, but you got a few minor idea why the biomes have been formed. But if the question comes, what is biomes? What is biomes? I'll tell you. Biomes is defined as, write the definition over here. I've told you, let's see what is definition of biomes. Definition of biome says that it is a large unit. It is a large unit. Habitat, I told you, it is a specific unit for a small area. But what do you understand by large unit? It considers a big area delimited by a specific climatic zone. It delimits its surrounding by its climatic zone. It delimits its association by a restricted climate. It means, suppose there is a region where it's heavily raining. It's an area where it's heavily raining. Okay? It is an area where it is heavily raining. But similarly, there is an area too. There is a sunny day, a summer. Got it? Restricted to a climate. I've told you in habitat, it restricted to a physical environment including species where a particular species subsides. Similarly, when we classify based on the climate, when we arrange things based on the climate, that is called as biome. So this is one biome and this is another biome, biome 2. You understand what is biome? As the definition says, a large unit delimited by a specific climatic zone. Climate. How is the climate over here? It is raining. Understood? And what is the climate over here? It is summer. Excessive hot. Got it? What is the climate? There can be some reason. There is a winter snowfall. Snowfall. There is snowfall. There is fall of ice. This can be biome 3. There can be another biome based on the climate. When you classify a particular area, when you arrange a particular area based on their climatic condition, vegetation, that is called as biome. When there is raining, this can be considered as biome 1. When there is some place where it is summer, this can be considered as biome 2. There is snowfall, this can be considered as biome 3. There can be few other climatic conditions, and that can be considered as another biome. Understood? Let's proceed with the definition of the biome. Come, I have told you it is a large, it means it's a big area delimited by a specific climatic zone. I have explained you the climatic zone. That can be raining, it can be summer, it can be snowfall, right? Yes. Then comes having a particular major vegetation zone. Here comes the point of interest, and that is what? It is a vegetation. What can be where there is summer, there grows mostly the plant where there is excessive hot. It is a dry plant, deciduous forest, dry plants. Xerophytes mostly grow there. The xerophytes are those plants which are literally grow on a dry land like cactus. They grow in a dry area. They grow in the desert area. That can be considered one of them. And then comes rainy season where excessive temperature. There goes a tropical forest. This is one of the vegetation, tropical forest. Snowfall. Ice can be frozen. Soil can be frozen. Soil can be frozen. So, scanty amount of vegetation can be seen. Scanty amount of vegetation can be seen. So, this is the another example of biome, major vegetation zone, and is associated with fauna. What do you mean by this fauna? Fauna means plants. If you talk what is the meaning of fauna? Fauna means plants, and they are associated with that kind of plants in that area. Got it? What I have said you what is biome. What are the different types of biome you can see? You can see tropical rainforest, deciduous rainforest, coniferous forest, savannas, grassland, tundra, taiga, temperate forest, etc., etc., etc. These are your biomes. You know what? There was one question in 2016. What was that question? These examples of tropical rainforest, deciduous rainforest, coniferous forest, tundra, taiga and savannas belong to which group, which ecological hierarchy? And the answer was it belongs to biome. The option were given as community, the option were given as species, the option were given as population, and the last better answer option was given as biomes. And the answer goes here, my friend. That is biomes. That is biomes. Please do visit the sheet which has been provided to you. You will get a very well idea about what is the question I have explained to you over here. Once we complete the chapter, we are going to run through those sheets and conclude the question discussion. Okay, that's what. Now, as it is, the very good examples of biomes are tundra desert, tropical rainforest, temperate deciduous forest, tropical rainforest, ocean. These are two hefty names. You should just ask me, ma'am, you're telling me tropical rainforest, deciduous rainforest, coniferous forest. What are this? Can you please explain me in a classified way? You should ask me, right? You should explain me in a simplified way why this happens. And you have returned few six points over here. What does it mean? What it is, you have said earth axis is tilted, tropical areas of the earth receive serial or a direct radiation, but the temperate and the polar or the frigid zone receive the oblique radiation. What does this mean, ma'am? What this point actually mean, ma'am? Can you please explain? Surely I'll explain you. The very first point, what does it say? Please mark it. Before that, are you clear with the definition of the biome? Okay, I'll explain you few points and what does it mean. Points I'll explain you in a diagrammatic way. Imagine our earth has 7 continents. What are those 7 continents here? North America. See, before going to the continents, I'll explain you. Our earth is considered, and our earth has few imaginary horizontal and vertical lines. Those horizontal and vertical lines are imaginary lines which are present, which are formed on the earth, and it is believed that earth emits few of the magnetic field from it. So if this is a earth and it emits few of the magnetic field, it can be something in this way, something in this way. This is a earth. And this is the magnetic field which is emitted by the source of the earth. This is one of the very important points. You should not forget it. Okay? Then just look at the concept. The concept says earth has few imaginary lines, horizontal and vertically few imaginary lines. These are the vertical lines. Similarly, the earth also have few horizontal lines. So, my friends, the horizontal line, the vertical line which is present on the earth's surface, is called as latitude, and the vertical line which is present on the earth's surface, on earth surface, is called as what? Longitude. The vertical line which is present on the earth's surface is called as what? Longitude. And the horizontal line, these are the horizontal line, not only this line, this is one latitude, this is one latitude, this is one latitude, this is, and so on. The whole globe, the whole earth consists of this kind of line. See, this is the earth, it emits few amount of magnetic field, and these are the latitudes and longitudes present on the earth. So just have a look over here, and the horizontal lines are called as latitude. Present on the earth's surface, is called as latitude, These are, I told you, earth has few imaginary lines which are present on the surface of the earth. These are called as latitude and longitude. The vertical line which is present is called as, not only this can also be longitude. This is also longitude. This is also longitude. This is also longitude. This is also longitude. This is all longitude. This can also be latitude. Clear? Clear, my friends? Okay. So, you're clear with longitude and latitude. Now, I said Earth has 7 continents. So, those 7 continents are, which includes North America, South America. Then, here it comes Africa. Here it is Europe. And here is your Asia. And here is your Australia. Small continent. And the last but not the least, one major continent is Antarctica. North America. It's one continent, continent number 1. Second continent, South America. You get it as Europe, you get it as Africa, you get it as Asia, you get it as Australia, you get it as Antarctica. Second, third, and seventh. These are the 7 continents of the earth which I have told you. What are these continents? I have told you North America, South America, Europe, Africa, Asia, Antarctica, Australia. फिर आप कहोगे मैम हम इकोलॉजी पढ़ रहे हैं, हम ज्योग्राफी क्यों पढ़ रहे हैं? Because to understand this beautiful term biome, you need to know where the places are, where there is permafrost soil, where there is frozen type of soil which is present on the earth's surface, where there is tundra region, where there is taiga region. You should know, we should understand. To understand this concept, to understand the major areas of the biome, you should know where the continents are located. I told you North America, South America, Africa, Europe, Asia, Australia and Antarctica. These are the 7 most continents, and a beautiful country, India, lies in the continent that is called as Asia. And Asia is the largest continent, okay? Then I'll tell you, if this is the earth, this topmost side is called as north side. What it is called as? It is called as north, as south. This is referred to as east. Here it is referred to as west. America lying in the north is called as North America. America lying in the south is called as South America. Asia is easternmost continent. Africa and few other countries lies here, that is called as Middle East continent. Australia is the bottom of the southernmost continent. Got it? And the most southern, the southeast is Australia, and southernmost continent is Antarctica. What it is? Antarctica. So when you get the image, or when you get the idea of continent, I can easily tell you tundra regions are mostly found in America, Europe, Asia. Now you should understand America, either it can be North America, South America, what it can be. So you should define on the Europe, Asia, this is what? Continent. So when I say you, tropical rainforests are found in different places of Australia. Australia, here it means you're talking about the continent. What is Australia? Australia is a continent, okay? Got that? See, here it is. Now, I have told you latitude, I have told you longitude. You know, there is one longest vertical line. What it is? A longest vertical line which divides the earth. Remember this? I'm going to rub it all, okay? See, I have told you North America, South America, Antarctica, Africa, Asia, Europe, Australia. Now when I say this type of tropical rainforest is found in mostly in Europe, Asia and Australia, you should remember, ma'am said Australia, it means it belongs to this part, eastern part, southeast part of the earth. Got it? How simplified it is. Can you see? See, just have a look. Southeast part belongs to Australia. Now when I say Arctic zones are mostly found in Antarctica, you should know which side I'm talking about. You should know which zone I'm talking about. Okay? Got it? Clear? Okay. So now I'm going to rub this and I'm going to tell you few more important things. We learned through the zones of the earth. What are the zones of the earth? I'll tell you, there are few. This is a earth. Earth has few zones. And what are those zones? Those zones are, before I go to the zones, I'll tell you equator is the longest horizontal line which divides the earth into 2 different parts. The first part is called as North Hemisphere or Northern Hemisphere. Northern Hemisphere. And the second part is called as Southern Hemisphere. Northern Hemisphere, southern hemisphere, which is divided by, this is our equator. Divides the, this is our equator. Divides the earth into two hemispheres. As earth is a spherical shape, it is divided by the equator into two hemispheres, that is northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. And above the equator there is a zone which is called as, there is a zone which is called as tropical zone. अब समझ में आया? Solar radiation falls vertical in the tropical areas. कौन से tropical areas की बात कर रही हूं मैं? मैंने आपको पूरा अर्थ दिखाया, पूरा अर्थ का कॉन्टिनेंट दिखाया. वो उसके बाद अगर वो जो जोन है, इस जोन में जो भी कंट्रीज लाई करती है, इस जोन में जो भी कॉन्टिनेंट लाई करते हैं, वो कैसे रेडिएशंस रिसीव करते हैं? वो वर्टिकल रेडिएशंस रिसीव करते हैं. समझे? Solar radiations lie vertical on the tropical areas. This is called as tropical zone. Temperate zone. पॉइंट पढ़ना बच्चों, इंटरेस्टिंग है ये, बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है. अगर इसको समझ लिया तो इकोलॉजी जिंगा लाला. रिमेंबर how I have explained you biomes and how I am explaining you biomes. It's very detailed and it's very informative. Please go through it. Temperate, and the last zone over here is polar region. Polar zone or polar. You can even call this as frigid zone. Here comes again temperate. As it is, this is our north, this is our south, this is our east, and this is our west. As it is present in the northern hemisphere, this temperate zone is called as northern temperate zone, north temperate zone, north temperate zone, and this area is called as south temperate zone. Now, इतनी ब्यूटीफुल इकोलॉजी लगेगी और इतना क्लियरली कॉन्सेप्ट समझ में आएगा ना, इट इज नो नीड टू यू टू मग अप थिंग्स, जस्ट यू अंडरस्टैंड. इट्स वेरी इजी. I have made you understand what are the continents. Now I am explaining you the global part of it, how these zones of earth are present. तो जब मैं आपको बोलूंगी ना ये पॉइंट, the solar radiation fall vertically on tropical areas, ये हमारा सन होगा और यहाँ से ट्रॉपिकली आएंगे ये रेडिएशन. I'll show you my friends. Here comes polar zone. Clear? Now I have told you the second most point, that is the axis of the earth is tilted. Axis of the earth is tilt. How? I'll show you. This is the imaginary axis of the earth. It is tilted by, but the actual axis of the earth lies something in this way. Angle between this is 23 and half. 23 and half. This is the actual axis of the earth. This is the actual axis of the earth. This is the imaginary axis. This is the imaginary axis. But we found that the actual axis of the earth is tilted 23 and a half degree from the imaginary axis. Okay? And the pole. So can you imagine if this is 90, what it could be? Can you say? This could be 66 and half. Why? If this is the difference of 23 and a half, 90 minus 23 and a half, 66. Again 23 and a half. What could be this? This could be 23 and a half. Why? Again you subtract 66 and a half from 23 and a half. Got it? See. Again you subtract 23 and a half, you get 0 at the equator. That's why I have written 0 degree at the equator. The deviation is 0 degree at the equator, and it is a straight vertical line which subtracts the earth into two equal halves, northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere. Got it? Very good concept. Now comes, again you go from here. If this is 90, again this could be how much? 63 and a half. Got it? Got it? Yes. Again you subtract 23 and a half from this, you get it 23 and a half again. You subtract 23 and a half from 63 and a half, you get it done 23 and a half. This is what our actual location of the earth looks. How it looks: polar zone, south temperate zone, tropical zone, again from the northern hemisphere, tropical zone, north temperate zone, and polar zone. Polar zones are also referred to as frigid zone. It is also called as frigid. कितना मैंने आपको बताया कि अर्थ का जो एक्सिस है वो 23.5 डिग्री से डेविएट होता है. Clear? That point is very clear. So if this is 23.5, the first zone which lies is 66.5. Again you subtract 23.5, deviation कितना होगा? 23.5. Again you subtract 20 and you get the equator. How much? At the equator 0 degree. This is what happens from the southern hemisphere also. So equally इन दोनों सबका बीच का difference कितना होता है? 23.5. So I told you that the actual axis of the earth is slightly tilted from the imaginary axis, and this deviation is how much? This deviation is 23.5 degree. Didn't I said that? I said, right? So I have told you the poles, the different zones of the earth. If suppose the country lies between these area, it is called as tropical aerial country. Similarly, if it is present over here in the polar zone, it is called as frigid zone country. So the layer which differentiates the different zone, it has few different name, and that is called as, this is called as equator. Extreme is called as North Pole, which is 90 degree. This is called as frigid zone or Arctic Circle or frigid zone. I've told you, right? Which is 66.5 degree north. Can you see? Yup. This is called as this is called as Tropic of Cancer, and this is our equator. This zone or this deformation is called as Tropic of, this zone or the area which divides between the polar zone and the south temperate zone is referred to as Antarctic zone, Antarctic Circle or Antarctic zone, and this is our South Pole. ये तो हो गया हमारी अर्थ की बातें और उसकी कुछ इधर उधर की बातें. बट द क्वेश्चन कम्स, मैम आपने ये सब हमें अभी क्यों बताया और ये सब क्यों बताया? तो बच्चों, जब तुम ये पॉइंट देख रहे हो जैसे कि द सोलर रेडिएशन फॉल्स वर्टिकुलरली ऑन ट्रॉपिकल एरियाज, नाउ यू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज ट्रॉपिकल एरिया. जब हम इमेजिन द ग्लोब, द ब्यूटीफुल ग्लोब एंड सबसाइडेड नॉर्दर्न हेमिस्फीयर एंड सदर्न हेमिस्फीयर with the equator as it is divided, it includes tropical areas, temperate zone areas and polar zone areas. So you can understand what kind of region, what kind of country lies in the northern temperate zone and why this seasonal variation happens. Why this happens? The reason is the axis of the earth is tilted, but the sun which is present, it's somewhere over here. Imagine the sun here, I'll tell you. Suppose this is a sun. I'll draw sun over here. Just a minute. This is a sun. Clear? This is a sun. The vertical rays, what does the point says? The solar radiation falls vertically on a tropical areas. How does it falls? Vertically on a tropical areas. Can you see how it is? Can you see the exact point what it meant? Can you see the beauty of it? This is the reason of the cause of this season. This is the reason that the season has been caused. Okay? And then comes the axis of the earth is tilted from the actual expected axis of 23.5 or 23.5 degree north. I have told you very clearly, this is imaginary axis at the North Pole, which is tilted, so the axis of the Earth becomes this. So the tropical areas forms just in beneath or just in front of the sun. So they receives direct radiation of the sun. The direct radiation of the sun comes in this area. Clear? Okay. And then I have said, due to this leads to seasonal variation. How? Because as there is sun, there is some amount of temperature increases, and when temperature increases, it leads to precipitation. And I have told you, my friends, what is precipitation? Precipitation is snow and rain. It is togetherly called as what? Precipitation. Snow and rain forming different. When there is rain, there is growth of forest, there is growth of organism, there is formation of microorganisms, there is formation of community, there is formation of different biomes. And that's what we are learning it, how it happens. It happens, see, I have told you, sun radiations falls over here, it leads to increasing temperature. Increasing temperature leads to precipitation. Precipitation is what? Formation of rain, snow droplets, air droplets, water droplets lead to formation of rain. When rain comes, organism exists. Organisms interaction takes place. There is a formation of community. Community forms what? Biomes. And different climatic zone and different climatic areas can be seen there, which can form the different seasonal variation, which can form the different aspects of the season. Okay, now comes the question, ma'am, you said the temperate and the polar zone receives the oblique form of the radiation. What does it receives? It receives the oblique form of radiation. It is. Can you see the radiation? My friends, these are what? Radiations. So when the radiations are oblique, temperature also varies. It varies, right? Can you see the path of radiation, how oblique it is? This can lead, when temperature is low here, temperature is maximum here, again temperature lowers here. This is what? Low temperature, less rainfall. High temperature, more rainfall. Wherever the temperature is maximum, precipitation is maximum over there. Wherever the temperature is minimum, precipitation, yani rainfall is less in that areas. When rainfall is less, soil erosion is less, leads to formation of organisms, growth is less, forest development is growth. Then when there is forestation or when there is more rainfall, leads to forestation. Development of forest can be seen, and then there is formation of what? There is a formation of biomes. That's what we are learning. What is biomes? We have told you different types of biomes. And what are those? Those are tropical rainforest, deciduous rainforest, coniferous forest, savannas, tundras and taigas. I have told you, right? Yes. So what is the cause of the season? This is the actual cause of the season. Now you understood. अब तक तो सिर्फ इतना ही पढ़ रहे थे कि cause of season ये है, cause of season वो है. This is the reason why we see. This is the reason why we have seen different types of season in our country, in our world, or in overall Earth's climatic zone. Why? Because if someone asks you, ma'am, why we get summer, winter, spring, and rainy season and different types of seasons, you should say actually earth rotates around itself and revolves around the sun. So during the rotation, the actual axis of the earth is slightly tilted, and that tilt is of how much? 23.5 degrees towards the north. Due to this tilt, the vertical radiations or the direct radiations is fall under the tropical zone. Tropical areas receive the vertical rays and the vertical solar radiations, which lead to formation of a tropical zone, tropical area, and temperature increases. As the rays are direct, as the rays are vertical, it leads to increase in what? It leads to increase in temperature. And when temperature increases, precipitation increases. When there is precipitation, rain formation, there is excess rain, excessive rain can be seen. And when there is rain, there is forestation. When there is forestation, it leads to formation of what? It leads to formation of biome. I have clearly explained you in the definition of biome that vegetation isolated, climatic regional zone isolated is called as biomes. What we are talking about based on climate, right? So based on climate, the regions are isolated, that is called as biomes. Clear? This is what it is. So we have done with the point. Now we are going to see a few more points of the different region in the country, our country. This is our earth, and where does our country falls? I'll tell you. So now the question comes, if this is the globe, where does the India lies on this zone? India lies, the map of India is something in this way. India. Map of India. So where does it lies actually? It lies on the Tropic of Cancer. The Tropic of Cancer exactly crosses India on the globe, on the whole globe. This Tropic of Cancer crosses India, and it is below the above the equator. If suppose this is our equator, imagine the equator is this. This is the Tropic of Cancer. This is our equator. This is what? Our equator of Cancer. India lies above the equator, and Tropic of Cancer crosses the India into two halves. Got it? So if we talk over here, India is somewhere here. I'll take a different pen. India is somewhere here. This is a country, and I have drawn it over here. You got it? How India looks on the globe. This is the whole globe divided by different region, different biomes, and this is a country which is crossed by Tropic of Cancer, and this is the equator. Just above the equator, You know why I'm telling you this all? As sun rays fall, it also rise, basically India rise between the tropical and temperate zone. It rise between the tropical areas. The half of the country or the place is mostly in the tropical zone. Can you see? This was what? Tropical zone, right? So the places lies is mostly in the tropical zone. समझ में आया मैं क्यों समझा रही थी? Tropical zone एक biome है. क्यों होता है tropical zone? The major reason is here. Sun का जो direct rays है, it directly fall on this areas and leading to high amount of temperature. और इसका जो temperature होता है वो 26 degrees Celsius at Tropic of Cancer, it is at Arctic Circle near 24 degrees Celsius, 26 degrees Celsius. 24 degrees Celsius, and above the equator it is 22 degrees Celsius, and at zero equator it is 0 degrees Celsius. Got it? How temperature varies? Here temperature is basically in the range of 24 to 27 degrees Celsius. Clear? The temperature falls in the North Polar Zone and becomes at the range of 33 degrees Celsius, minus 33 degrees, to that in the Antarctic, near the Antarctic, the temperature in the South Zone, the temperature reaches to minus 33 degrees Celsius, and in the North Pole, the temperature reaches to minus 7 degrees Celsius, and in the polar zone of the North Pole, the temperature reaches 33 degrees Celsius minus. That is in the North Pole, and in the polar zone, the temperature reaches minus 7 degrees Celsius. अब समझ में इतना less temperature होता है. of the globe variation. इंडिया का मोस्टली टेम्परेचर कहां से कहां तक आ जाता है? तो इट कम्स इनटू 22 to 26 डिग्री सेल्सियस. जीरो, ये जो अपर पोल है, पोलर रीजन पे जो एरियाज आते हैं, जम्मू एंड कश्मीर, लेह लद्दाख एंड ऑल, दिस लाइज इन द पोलर रीजन, हिमाचल, एंड देन व्हेन you come down, you come to Maharashtra, Karnataka, and you come to Hyderabad, you come to Telangana, you get those regions which have high temperature, and those temperature which are also tropical areas. I'll show you how it is divided. Now we are going to see the vegetation of India. What we are going to see, the vegetation places of India. This is the map of India. This is the map of India, right? So there are few regions which are referred to as Himalayan region. What are those regions? We are now seeing the regions of India. If I say you, what are those regions where the temperature is cold, or where the temperature or the tropical rainforests are found? You should absolutely say. If I ask you the place, it is Andaman Nicobar. If I ask you the region, it is Himalayan region. Eastern coast region, you should say like that. So because you should understand where those regions fall in the country, I'm explaining through the map. It's very easy to remember, and you will always have a mesmerizing idea towards what I'm saying you and how you will understand. It's very easy, my friends. Please do focus, because this is very, very important, and this is very, very important. Nobody will teach you in this way. Nobody, I doubt, nobody will give you in that way, the way of representation through map, nobody. So please do pay attention, because it is very, very important. Okay, so there are 5 major variations or 5 major regionally isolated places in India, and those covered. The first one is Himalayan region. This area, number 1, which is referred to as Himalaya range, which includes what all states? Mostly you should remember northeastern states. If we talk about, I'll tell you later. You first remember the landmarks of it. The very first range, or the very first region, we defined it as the Himalayan range or Himalayan region. You can write it as Himalayan region. It has 3 more substitutes. I'll tell you soon. Then comes the second and the very most important place, that is, can you see from here? The green pen I have written over here, right? This is what? Coastal plain. This is what? Coastal plain. This is what? This is coastal plain. This is what? Coastal plain. This is what? Coastal plain areas. Okay? And when you come down, you get peninsular plateau. This areas as area includes what? Peninsular plateau. This lowermost area is defined as peninsular plateau, and what are its parts? I'll tell you soon. How beautifully the regions have been classified. First one was Himalayan range, which includes Jammu and Kashmir, Leh Ladakh, Assam, and many other northeastern countries. Then I have told you coastal plains, which also include few amount of Bihar, and this begins from Punjab, Rajasthan, and many other states. Coastal plains area. Then I have told you peninsular plateau, which includes Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and etc. Now there is one important point to be remembered over here, is coastal areas. Black. The areas which are present here now, this area, these are called as coastal areas. Can you see these areas? Can you see? This area is called as coastal areas. Number 4th, don't forget, coastal areas. It is also of 2 things. I'll tell you what all it have. Got it? What is coastal areas? Then comes the another area, that is 5th, the island. Everyone knows, yeah, you will definitely like to visit this place. It is Andaman Nicobar. Andaman Nicobar. It is coastal areas or coastal plains also, and this is also called as northern coastal plains. Because it is in the north, it is called as northern coastal plains. It is below, beside towards the south and towards the east and west, it is called as coastal plain. Only coastal plains and northern coastal plains. This include this island which is present over here. This is what? Lakshadweep. And then comes Indian Ocean. Here you can take it as Lakshadweep. I'm marking it here, okay? And Nicobar. जब आप क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करोगे ना, तब आपको पता चलेगा कि ये जगह की इंपॉर्टेंस क्या है, ये जगह क्यों मैंने इतना डिटेल में मैप में लेके समझाया. व्हाई? इट मेक्स यू रिमेंबर चिल्ड्रन, इट मेक्स यू थिंक, अच्छा ये जगह ये है तो ये यहाँ होनी चाहिए. अब जैसे बोलते हैं ट्रॉपिकल रेन फॉरेस्ट यहाँ है, कहाँ है, कुछ समझ में आता है? नहीं समझ. अब इतना याद है तो यू कैन मेक अ कोरिलेशन ना. दिस इज व्हाट टू सो, दिस विल गिव यू वेरी डिटेल्ड इंफॉर्मेशन. व्हेन इफ यू अंडरस्टैंड द ट्रिक, आप कोई भी क्वेश्चन इसे छोड़ नहीं सकते. आई कैन से, आई give you a benefit of doubt, you can never ever leave this question if the question comes from this topic, because I have made you very concise and very clear. Can you see? Just said you there are few other regions. I have told you 5 major regions. First one was Himalayan range, second one was Peninsular Plateau, second one was North Indian Plain, third one was Peninsular Plateau, North Indian Plain also called as North Coastal Plains, fourth one was Coastal Plains or coastal areas, and fifth one was Andaman and Nicobar. Okay, this Himalayan range is divided into 3 major range, which includes the first range, which includes is Himadri. The first range is Himadri. The second range, which includes, is Himachal, and the third range is Shivalik. It continues till here. The third range is Shivalik. These all range Himadri, Himachal, and then the third, the last one is Shivalik. This is the range of Himalayas, which 3 regions is basically classified: Himadri, Himachal and Shivalik. Similarly, when we come to North Indian Plains, North Indian Plains includes alluvial deposits. ये जो area है ना पंजाब के side का पूरा, इधर 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 इधर, this is what? This is alluvial soil deposit. ये यहाँ पे मोस्टली आपको एलुवियल सॉइल टाइप के मिलेंगे. जब सॉइल पढ़ेंगे इसकी जस्ट 2 क्लास बाद, तब आपको समझ में आ जाएगा कि एलुवियल सॉइल किसे कहते हैं. बट आप याद रखो कि पंजाब और साइड के इधर मोस्टली वी गेट अ सॉइल दैट इज कॉल्ड एज एलुवियल सॉइल. देन कम्स गंगा यमुना रिवर. गंगा यमुना रिवर मोस्टली कम्स फ्रॉम दिस साइड, दिस वेस्ट बंगाल साइड, यूपी साइड, बिहार. इट कंटिन्यूज फ्रॉम हियर. दिस ये वाला जो पोर्शन है ना पूरा, ये वाला स्टेट कोस्टल प्लेन देखा होगा. जब मैंने ग्रीन कलर का ड्रॉ किया था तो मैंने आपको एक्सटेंशन यहां तक दिया था, याद है? अब याद आया आपको क्यों दिया था मैंने इसका यहां तक एक्सटेंशन? क्यों? ये गंगा यमुना प्लेन्स कहां तक आती है? यूपी, वेस्ट बंगाल, बिहार, these all state ना, these all states it includes. Okay, then comes Brahmaputra. When you go just above it, it includes Brahmaputra, the river which originates from here, from Assam. This place of Assam, Meghalaya, you can get the states over there. That is from Brahmaputra. Indus River, and this area, ये जो again you get one more river here, that is Indus River, and this areas is mostly densely populated. पूरे इंडिया में नॉर्दर्न कोस्टल प्लेन है, नॉर्दर्न इंडियन प्लेन है, वो सबसे ज्यादा पॉपुलेशन कैरी करता है इंडिया का, which includes a state like Rajasthan, UP, Bihar, and other states also includes, even it includes West Bengal. And when we go, as when we move to eastern, this range of the 7 sister, the 3 states have been left off, but all the states include over here. Okay, got it? We have done with northern Indian plain beautifully, I have told you. Then comes the Peninsular Plateau. What is this Peninsular Plateau? The plateau is something flat. It has a height and flat. This is plateau. ये जो plateau है ना, it comes, this is when there is a mountain which is straight, flat, and again it has some height. This type of mountainous region is called as what? Plateau. And ये जो region है ना, like Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, this all, Hyderabad, these all areas, Kerala, this all comes in Peninsular Plateau. Peninsular Plateau. और इसके जो hills हैं, mostly कौन-कौन से hills होते हैं? I will tell you. This includes the hills of MP. MP also comes, remember. I have told you Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Kerala, few parts of Kerala. Then you can take Goa also, half of the part of Goa and other more states, okay? Peninsular Plateau, then it includes the Aravalli Mountains, Satpura. The first mountain to arrive over here is Aravalli Mountain. आपको जो पहला mountain Peninsular Plateau में दिखेगा ना, वो होगा Aravalli Mountain. Then comes Satpura Mountain. Just you cross the Madhya Pradesh side, you'll get this. Then Vindhya Mountain, which is basically present in MP only. And then you get Western Ghats. ये जो महाराष्ट्र का आगे का नीचे का side है ना, this is called as West. Just opposite, because it is in east side, the Ghats lying over here are called as Eastern Ghats. Eastern Ghat. समझ में आया बच्चों कितना beautiful है हमारा इंडिया का region. Aravalli, Satpura, Aravalli, Satpura, Vindhya, Western Ghat, Eastern Ghat. ये हमारा west था, ये हमारा east था. The ghats lying on the east is Eastern Ghat. The ghats lying on the west is Western Ghats. Clear? Here you can see mostly the rivers that is called as Godavari, Mahanadi, Narmada, Tapi, Krishna, Kaveri. Okay, and there was a dispute going on for the Kaveri river that is between the two states. That let's not discuss it. It becomes again it comes with polity. Let's consider it till here. Then comes the coastal area plain that is western and eastern. ये जो black color का मैंने आपको दिखाया ना बच्चों, एकदम black. I'll rub this all. Can you see now? जब हमने पूरा प्लेट्यू मिटा दिया, पूरा पेनिनसुलर प्लेट्यू मिटा दिया, तो मैंने आपको ये दो चीजें ब्लैक कलर में समझाई थी. ये मैंने आपको कोस्टल प्लेन बोला था, एरिया नंबर 4 याद आया? उस एरिया के दो फॉर्म है, वेस्टर्न और ईस्टर्न. जब ये वेस्ट में होता है तो ये वेस्टर्न, और जब ये ईस्ट में होता है तो ईस्टर्न. एंड लास्ट बट नॉट द लीस्ट, हियर कम्स अ ब्यूटीफुल आइलैंड ऑफ अ कंट्री दैट इज अंडमान निकोबार. अब after teaching you this much things, this much detailed things about India, the country and the map, you will be clearly known to about what words have I told you, where does this soil. अब तो अगर state wise जब question आया, like Jammu and Kashmir, then comes Punjab, ये Maharashtra, the vegetation of Maharashtra, Assam, Andaman Nicobar. You know tropical rainforest is found mostly in Andaman Nicobar. Tropical rainforest is found in Assam. I have told you here. Alluvial soil is mostly found in Punjab, which comes in North Indian plains. अब तो आसान हो जाएगा ना बताना कहाँ कहाँ कौन से state में. Jammu and Kashmir, mostly the deciduous forests are found. Long spiny forests are found in Jammu and Kashmir, and most of the divisions are in Kashmir regions. It's easy to understand. Can you see? And then comes the river also. I have told you 5 rivers which is in the peninsular plateau which gains something height and flat in the surface, that is called as plateau. I have told you the states which occupy plateau will be the Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Goa and few amount of Kerala, and here you go with Tamil Nadu, Telangana. These are the states which occupy peninsular plateau. ये जो नीचे northeastern plates, you go with Rajasthan, you go with Gujarat, you take Punjab, and then you comes few part of Chhattisgarh, you take Jharkhand, you take these all states comes in North Indian plains. These are North Indian, UP, Bihar, these are North Indian plains. Okay, states मत भूलना, because ये एम्स का ये जीके भी कवर कर रहा है आपका एम्स का, पता है? When you read आपको जो 20% जो जीके लास्ट के क्वेश्चन में पढ़े रहेगा ना, मैं आपको लास्ट में यही सब जीके में पढ़ाऊंगी, क्योंकि मैंने ये अभी पढ़ा है, क्योंकि इकोलॉजी समझने में इजी हो जाएगा, बहुत ज्यादा इजी हो जाएगा. आप पढ़ो और तब आप समझोगे कि ये कितना सॉर्टिफाइड वे में हम समझ चुके हैं. एंड सेम जस्ट जब हम एम्स जीके चालू करेंगे लास्ट सेशंस में, तब आपको ये सेम चीजें मैं खुद पढ़ाऊंगी, just as the name of regional states of India, regional places, regional vegetations, ये सब करके हम पढ़ेंगे. एंड रिवर्स भी पढ़ेंगे. ये जो रिवर्स है ना, आप प्लीज इनके नाम मत भूलना. गोदावरी, महा, रिवर्स कौन कौन से मैं हाईलाइट कर देती हूँ. इट विल बी इजी फॉर यू टू रिमेंबर. ये जो है ना, ये रिवर है, रिवर्स है, ठीक है. This is also the river. See, Brahmaputra is river, Ganga Yamuna is river, Indus is river. और ये जो इन जो रिवर के बीच के जो ये पॉपुलेशन है ना, वो कैसा होता है, वो डेंसली पॉपुलेटेड होता है. समझ में आया? थोड़ा आज कलरफुल हो गया है, बिकॉज आवर इंडिया इज इंडिया इज अ कंट्री विच इज मोस्टली अ वेराइटी कंट्री. सो वी शुड ऑल्सो लर्न दिस थिंग्स ओनली बाय वेराइटी ऑफ कलर्स. दैट्स व्हाई आई हैव made it easy to understand by these different colors. Please do understand and please do learn. Okay, this will make your AIMS GK easy. This will give you very very easy idea of ecology. Few places you can just recall. Now you say temperate zone, tropical. Where does India lies on the globe? You can say Tropic of Cancer. Ecology based question it is. This is what how you answer. Below the equator, above the equator. You say above the equator. I have told you, right? Above the equator. Here goes confidence. The axis of the India, axis of the globe is Earth is deviated by what angle? 23.5 degree angle towards the north. So easy to understand. What deviation it is? 2390 minus 23.5. You go with 66.5. Two hemisphere, which line divides? Equator is the line which divides globe into two equal half, northern and southern. We have done very beautiful job today, and please do watch don't even miss the single point of today's class. I'm telling you, tomorrow's class will gonna be more beautiful and more appropriate with more enthusiasm. I'm telling you, because when we have learned the beauty of concept, it's easy to enjoy the cream. And tomorrow only we are going to go with cream. The depth is over. Yeah, and yes, tomorrow definitely we'll begin with the cream. So please don't forget what I have told you in this, especially this map and this globe, because I have taken lots of reference. I have made lots of effort that how easily you understand these names, how easily you understand this concept, tropical, temperate, Tropic of Cancer. What are these things? These are these things, my kids. Okay, so wish you the best for tomorrow, and yeah, thank you so much. We'll see you in the next class as soon as possible. Okay, take care. Good luck.